All right, inside the Mayweather Boxing Club, Luis Cuba Arias. Cuba, just a couple days. First of all, it's Tuesday. You fight on Friday. What are you still doing here, and when are you guys heading out?
We leave tomorrow in the morning, and I'm still here, just making sure we stay sharp, make sure the weight is okay. Usually the last week of training camp, it's just all focusing on the weight. So that's what I was doing, just came in, ran a couple miles, hit the bag a little bit, just to make sure my weight is all right. So,
now Washington's not too far from Vegas here. It's, not too far a plane ride, but when you fight, you cut it this close? Or you guys, are you worried at all the travel affecting it all, maybe physically?
No, I'm used to it. I've been traveling a lot. When I was in the amateurs, we used to travel all the time. You go to amateur tournaments, you leave Saturday, get there Saturday, register, fight Sunday night, so I'm used to it. Washington's not even that far, we're still in the West Coast. So it shouldn't be a problem. We'll get there early tomorrow. The fight's not till Friday night, so that gives us a whole 2 days, to make sure everything's all right. So I'm not worried about that.
You got basically the whole team heading over there, everybody but Ronald and Ishii, I think, are on the card there. You guys done that before? Went to Detroit together and did that. What's it like when you guys go on the road? Here you guys have fought together a lot, but what's the camaraderie like when you guys all get to head out somewhere together? Or do you or as a fighter, do you kind of keep your own space, kind of concentrate on yourself?
We're all there together, but at the same time, we all have individual jobs. So I try to stick to myself, even though all my friends around me and stuff like that. It feels good. It feels good that you have, people behind you and your team is with you, but at the end of the day, it's just you in there. So I try to stay focused on that, and let everyone know that I'm here to support them, but at the same time, I got a job I got to take care of. So I just try to focus on that, just focus to make sure my weight's good, make sure my mind's there, and just relax. It's all about relaxing right now. All the hard part is done, and it's just time to perform.
Now, when you guys all go out there together, is there kind of a little good-natured rivalry there, trying to compare performances when everyone's victorious and seeing who did best, put on the best show?
Yeah, we usually think about that beforehand. We talk to it, but once it comes down to it, we all just want to get the job done, which is the most important thing. We all want to perform. We all want to be there for each other. And yeah, there's a little competition. There's always going to be competition, but at the end of the day, it's about getting that job done and everyone coming out there with a W.
Right. Besides your own fight, is there any particular one on the card that this fight here that you're really looking forward to checking out?
I'm looking forward to seeing Chris. I'm looking forward to seeing Chris. He's been looking good. He's finally he's about to get on some TV. I'm looking forward to Mickey Bay as well, to see how he's going to bounce back. I know he's going to bounce back, tremendously, but it's a matter of him showing it to the world. I already know, but everybody else, as well as Jay Leon, Jay Leon had that little step back in his career a couple months ago, and this is the beginning. This is a new beginning, and this is his first main event as a main event fighter. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he steps up to the plate and how he handles himself. And I already know he's going to handle himself correctly. It's just a matter of just showing it to everybody else. Everyone's prepared.
You had mentioned Chris. It's kind of weird with him because everyone I talk to that knows boxing really thinks really highly of him, but maybe it's because his personality is not quite as outgoing as some of the other guys, but he's kind of the one that seems to get the least amount of publicity of you guys. So what do you think of him and his potential in the sport?
Chris Pearson's really good. I've known him since the amateurs, so I have a history with him. And he's a really good boxer, fundamentally sound. He knows how to throw his punches. He's an exciting southpaw. I guess, yeah, he kind of stays to himself a little bit. He lives in Ohio. Most of us live in Vegas, so he has his own space, but he found his own identity inside the money team and inside everything else, and he just does what he does best and what he likes to do. So but I think he's going to be I think he has the potential to be a world champion as long as he can continue to put the hard work in. And, this is it. This is another stage for him. This is a big opportunity for him, to shine under the lights.
Well, now you yourself, you're 7-0. First of all, you started off your career, I think you had 5 fights in 5 months or whatever it was. Slowed down a little bit. Was that by design or kind of you're picking and choosing your spots a little more? Or what's been up with your career progression so far?
I'll be 8-0 this year. That'll give me 8 fights in a year. It's just a matter of some of those fights just happen to be back-to-back like that. When I fought those 3 times in that 1 month, I was lucky enough for them to be 3 cards where I was able to do that. But now we're starting to step up the round, so we're starting to get tougher opponents. So you can't fight as much as that. You can't fight like that. You gotta get your body to rest a little bit. especially now we fighting 8 rounds. You know, we're trying to get some tougher opponents. So hopefully this year I put up another, you know, between 5 and 7 fights. You know, that'll put me within 2 years, put me close to, you know, 13 fights. No, it'll put me up to about 15 fights. So hopefully I'm as close to 15-0 next year. I know I'm happy with my progression. I'm learning a lot in the gym. I'm learning a lot just, you know, about the game and everything. So I'm happy where I'm at right now, and things are only gonna get better. You know, the sky's the limit, and I plan on making some major noise this year.
Hey, you're fighting a guy named Cameron Allen. Doesn't have a perfect record, but you know, like you said, you're moving up in the rounds, trying to take care of business like that. What do you know about this guy? Any specific challenges? If you do know him, any specific challenges he offers for you?
I don't know him that much. Again, it's another guy with more experience than me, which is okay. I mean, his record's not, you know, it's all good. He's had a couple of tough opponents, but you know, I'm just looking forward. It's just another fighter, another fight, you know, and we're gonna go 8 rounds, and it's just trying to look good. You know?
I asked Cortez this before, as far as not knowing your opponents, anything about them. Do you consider that kind of an advantage, not going? I mean, most people might think you'd want to know about your opponent, but do you consider it an advantage not knowing? That way, you can concentrate more on what you do well than maybe trying to worry about what they can do to you.
I feel like it's necessarily an advantage. this is something I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? Like in the amateurs, you don't know who, you know, you go to a tournament, fight 5, 6 times, and you don't know who you're fighting. You don't know what the guy's name. There's only a handful of people that you actually know, but for the most part, you don't know who you're fighting. So, man, I'm tired. But you know, it's just staying focused. You know, I know what I bring to the table, and there's nothing that my opponent can bring to the table that I haven't seen already. So I'm not worried about it.
And just last thing, you know, we've talked about this before, but you know, being in a gym like this where there's so many talented people, especially, you know, in and around your weight class, what kind of advantages for an up-and-coming fighter does that give you when you can get in there from anyone from you know, an up-and-coming guy like you know, Chris Pearson or you know, Linnell up to you know, world champions level type fighters with Ishe and you know, people like that?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. You know, it helps me out a lot. You know, I learn a lot. You know, that's what I mean, that I have a lot of experience, because the type of people I'm around, the type of things I'm picking up on in the gym, the type of experience I'm gaining in the gym. So it's definitely a positive thing, you know, and it's something that helps my career and all will help my career. You know, a lot of people have trouble finding good sparring, good work, good coaches, and all that, and I have all that in one gym. So it's a blessing. It's really a blessing, and it's helped me a lot, and it'll help anybody, really.
Okay. And just when you're sparring here, who's the one guy that you really get geared up for? Who's, you know, when you know you're going to be facing him, it's going to be war?
Me and Jay.
You and Jay?
Me and Jay. See, me and Jay were in the same weight class when we were in the amateurs too. So we're somewhat a little rivalry. You know, a lot of people always wanted to see us fight. You know, we always had, you know, two very exciting styles, kind of, you know, that once you put them together, it'll be good fight. So every time me and Jay go to work, you know, even though we're real good friends, you know, it's work time. So we always put in tough work, and we always split some leather.
All right, well, I lied. I'm gonna have one more question since it's something you said there. You know, it seems almost inevitable at some point that maybe paths are gonna cross with you guys. Would you possibly entertain fighting one of these guys at some point down the career? I mean, you know, I'll be, like I said, being around the same weight classes, you know, you might stand in each other's way at some point. Is that something you'd entertain?
Yeah, I mean, this is how I feel. Like, if one of them has a belt, and that's the only belt that I can get is by me fighting them, then we gotta do what we gotta do. You know, at the end of the day, this is a business. You know, when we're fighting in there, it's just you. It's you and your team. You know, it's all the friendship goes out the door, all the friends, all that has nothing to do with it. So if it happens to, you know, come across, you know, the numbers are all good, it's a necessity for my career or their career, and that's just what we have to do. You know, I have no problem doing that. You know, I'm well aware that that's a possibility in the future, and you know, so and if it has to be that, then it has to be. You know, we're in a business. This is a business, and that's how we got to look at it first. It's a business, and then everything else is second.
All right, well, first things first, we have you this weekend, Friday night, on a Showbox card. All TMT's going to be there, including that guy there, Mr. Bellows. So anyway, tune in, Showtime this weekend, Showbox card. Luis looking to move to 8-0. Good luck to you, Luis.
All right, thank you.